everyone, welcome back. Today we are back with Storyteller, the Lost Chapters. We're on the custom chapter Intruder. We're going to start with the level Jealousy. Isabel gets executed. Alright, so Isabel with the king and the queen. So this is really interesting because I don't think we've had Isabel interact with the king and the queen yet. Would she get, I think so. Yeah, she would reject, or the king would reject her. So I think that means she would kidnap. Would she kidnap either of them? Yeah, she'd kidnap either of them, and then the other royal would let them go, and then I think either of them would do that. All right, so I think it can be really customizable about who this happens to. Yeah, so it really doesn't matter. She kidnaps one of the royals. The other one lets the one that gets kidnapped go. Because she's rejected, right? Whenever they reject her, and then she kidnaps them and then lets him go, and then they, they do that to her. Whoopsies. The knight loses his head. Ooh, we're combining a lot of people. Okay, so is the queen in the picture for this one? No, the queen is not. So the king will get married. The king only likes boys, so then they'll get married. Oh, maybe? Okay, maybe, let's see. The knight and Isabel tries to marry the knight. Oh, no, the knight and Bernard get married. And then Isabel tries to get married to the knight, who rejects her. Yes, so then they get married, the king and Isabel, so now she executes the knight. Oh, okay, swap this. She tries to get married to Bernard. Oh, by the hand of the king. She actually tries to get married to Bernard, who's already married to the prince. So then when she marries the king, she marries him and then, offs the knight. But now the knight has to be the one to do this. Like that. Okay, so how do we get the knight to be mad at... Or how do we get the king to be mad at the knight? So maybe... But the knight doesn't like boys, so... How do we get... So they get married. Is the king in love with Isabel? Yes. So the king's in love with Isabel enough to do this to the knight. Interesting. So I guess, I don't know. I don't know if these are like automatically like this one's easier and this one's a little harder or like less likely to be done. I don't know, because this one only had 3 frames, the last one had 4. Which is interesting. I don't know. It's just cool. I also love that you can click through the other ones. That's so fun. Alright. Isabel hates everyone. Well, she already hates everyone, so it's fine. What if she kidnaps the queen? Oh, right. Okay, hold on. She gets rejected by the king. And then so she hates the queen. What if she also gets rejected by the maid? Yep, okay, so she hates them too. Now we have to get her to hate the king as well. So if she kidnaps the queen, and then the king lets her go, would the king kidnap her? Yes, but she doesn't hate him. Why does she not? Oh, the maid! Oh no, she hates the maid. Okay, but this is not enough, okay, for her to hate him quite yet. Ooh. Oh, maybe this is saying she hates him here. I just assumed that meant she... Oh, no. She's mad at the queen, she's mad at the king, and now she has to get... Oh, now she's not... Oh, shoot. She's not mad at the maid quite yet. So maybe she kidnaps the king, so then the maid lets him go, and then would the maid kidnap Isabel? There you go. So now she's mad at the queen, mad at the king, and then mad at Isabel for kidnapping her. Gotcha. Cool. The queen is avenged by her spouse. Is avenged. So, right, we're gonna have 2 executions. I'm assuming, because avenged means like they killed you, so you killed the person. Or like, you avenge somebody by killing the person that killed them. So we're gonna have 2 executions. Queen is avenged by her spouse. Who would the queen get married to? The queen get married to Isabel? Nope. The Baron? Nope. Okay. So then I think the Baron's gonna kidnap the queen. Yes, and then... well... If Isabel saves her, then they get married, and she has the right to the crown. And then I'm guessing this would happen, but the Baron's gotta... do this to the queen, but he doesn't have the crown. We don't have the throne room either. Interesting. Queen is avenged by her spouse. There's no way their spouse is friend to the Baron. Let's just try that. This tries to happen, she gets rejected, so Isabel kidnaps her. And then the Baron lets her go, so now they're in love. So then... But no! We have to have... Queen is avenged by her spouse, because I don't know how to get enough so that someone else can be on the throne to kill the queen. Okay, so I don't think there's enough panels for 2 executions. So I think they're using avenged as like just not death. So if the Baron kidnaps the queen, then Isabel will let her go. Then they will get married. And then these guys will get married, and then Isabel will just execute the Baron. Sorry, oops. These guys will get married, my gosh. And then Isabel will execute the Baron. Why? Does she have to kidnap him first? Okay, so then if she's not mad enough to just kill him, I'm assuming that he's gonna have to like kidnap her or something. Or, no, the Baron's gonna have to kidnap her, and then the queen will let her go. Oh shoot, oh my gosh, I'm messing up everything. The queen will let her go, so now I think she's mad enough for the Baron to then execute the Baron. But, yeah, oh, Baron kills Isabel. But that, that's interesting. I would have thought this would have been enough, because like, but I guess she doesn't care about her enough to commit murder for her until then the Baron kidnaps Isabel. Man, I was just talking good about Isabel before, that she's a ride or die, that she would defend you. She would defend you and kill people for you, but apparently not. Apparently not, Isabel. Jeez. But now we have to do the Baron kills Isabel. But I think then that's something similar where Isabel gets rejected by the queen, so then she kidnaps the queen, the Baron lets her go, the Baron and the queen get married so he can have the little crown, and then maybe he'll execute Isabel? Yeah, okay. We don't have to do anything extra for him. He'll just do it because he likes doing that, I guess. Interesting. But it's interesting that he doesn't require to be kidnapped personally. But she does. Interesting. Okay, usurper dies. Oh no, but who's gonna usurp? But who will usurp? We're never gonna have that. And I'm sure we're gonna have 2 different of those, and then a crown. But maybe someone can take the throne by the wedding. Usurper dies. Maybe someone will marry into the throne and then kill. Someone will marry in and then kill. I don't know. Let's see. Usurper dies. So the queen has the throne first. Would Isabel just kidnap the queen? No. So what if Isabel... the knight rejects Isabel. Would Isabel kidnap either of them? Yeah, but I think we have to kidnap the queen because then her crown goes away. And then Isabel takes the throne. And then would they get married now? No, he still loves the queen. So if we execute the queen, then no, he hates her because she publicly executed him. Or she publicly executed her. Usurper dies. What if the knight takes the throne instead? No, he wouldn't because of his queen. So what if maybe Isabel... No, I think the usurper is gonna have to be Isabel because the only way that the knight would ever take the throne is if the queen is dead. But the only way we can kill the queen is if someone else is on the throne. So we have to have Isabel taking the throne at some point and then someone offing Isabel, but I'm assuming that the only way they can get that is if they marry her. Maybe she'll get remarried to her and then do that, but we'll have this. So Isabel kidnaps them. She won't just kidnap them, so she's gonna have to get rejected and then do a kidnapping. Oh, right. Kidnap. But no, then that takes the throne away. Because if the knight were to save her, then the queen would be in love with the knight. But maybe then the knight... No, we wouldn't. Oh, and then the queen takes over the knight. But then the knight wouldn't kill her. But it's gotta be by a usurper. It's gotta be Isabel taking the throne. And then we gotta die. She's gotta die. She's gotta die. I don't know. I don't think the prince is, or the knight's ever gonna be on the throne. So they're gonna have to, the queen's gotta get her crown back somehow, which means they're probably gonna marry and then the queen's gonna kill Isabel. But I don't know how to get that to happen. Kidnap. Let go. Throne. Does it matter the order those are in? No. How do we get... Oh, she hates her right now. Oh! And then I think it works. Oh! What was stop... So, but she's... Oh, right. The queen only remarried Isabel. Sorry, I just whistled. The queen only remarried Isabel to get the throne back. Right, so Isabel gets rejected by the queen. Then Isabel kidnaps the queen. Isabel takes the throne. The knight lets her go. I guess this could switch as well. Doesn't matter. The knight lets her go. And then she's in love with the knight, but that's really irrelevant. Then the queen marries Isabel just to get her throne back, so then she can confirm the level. Get the level 1. Usurper dies. Interesting. Isabel gets executed by the queen. Love that. That's one thing. Okay. So we know Isabel kind of is in love with everybody. She'll be mad at everybody. So what if Isabel revive? I feel like we have to get Isabel on the throne. So maybe Isabel executes the queen, then he executes the king, then he comes back. But how would we get Isabel on the throne? Oh. Oh. That makes this interesting. They would have an affair, but so would they. So maybe Isabel gets executed by the king. Okay. So... Wow. A lot of things. So, okay, so maybe they have an affair. The queen sees it, and then the queen executes the maid. Then the king retaliates by executing the queen. Bang. And then the king is then free to get married to Isabel. And then maybe would Isabel do this to the king? No, but maybe if the maid revives, would he have an affair and she would see it? Yes, and then she'd do that, but... Oh, maybe Isabel would have an affair with somebody? Nope, they both love the king. That's gonna have to happen. But we have to have some reason for the king to be mad at her enough to do that. Revive. Maybe the queen revives, and then... Oh, he's mad. Oh, yeah, he's mad at her. Oh my goodness, I don't know. How do we get Isabel, the king to be mad at Isabel? Because, like, none of them... Maybe they get married. And then Isabel... But Isabel won't do this to the king. Because I think it is that the maid gets revived. And then the king... Oh, the king and... Yes, the king and the maid have an affair. So then Isabel sees that, and then she will... I mean, she'll probably do it to both, but... Oh, Isabel gets executed by the queen. Why do I keep thinking Isabel has to do it? He has to execute her. Would he do it because... No. I don't... Oh! Like up here! Like up here! She executes the maid. Oh, right. So then the king will retaliate. Oh, shoot. The king will retaliate twice. That's awful. Poor maid. But I mean, she is having affairs. So, I mean, that's kind of on you at this point, boo. Isabel beheads the monarchs with 9 panels. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 different ones of those in which we are going to behead both of them. So I think the queen rejects Isabel. She kidnaps the queen so that when she lets the queen go, oh no, the queen forgets that Isabel kidnapped her. Oh. Maybe then Isabel also forgets? She lets her go, now they're married. So then Isabel and the queen can get married. She just forgets about the king? What about the king? What about the king, bro? And then Isabel can just do this. But no, she doesn't hate them. Oh. She doesn't... Oh, she forgot that she hated the queen. Right. Or the king. She forgot about that. Because if that happens, they're all just mad. Isabel beheads the monarch. So we've got to get her to marry. Would the king just marry her? No. Maybe she has to kidnap the king? Would the king, if she let him go, would she kidnap the queen? She would. So if the queen forgets, would Isabel save her? No. They've both gotta forget. Oh my gosh. The king lets her go. And then he's really mad. What happens if the king kidnaps her? I don't know what this would accomplish. He forgets? Maybe the queen forgets? Would the queen let Isabel go? And then she wouldn't fall in love, though. Beheads, but then would the queen kidnap the king? I don't know what. This is not accomplishing anything. We know these scenes have to be there with Isabel, and then Isabel. Because she's got to marry one of the monarchs. I don't know. She gets... Because, like, I think she has to get rejected to start. Because he loves his queen. But she's got to hate both... She's got to hate both of the monarchs for some reason. Enough to kill them. Which means she can't forget past a certain point. And then she's got to fall in love with one of them. What happens if one of them... What if the king has amnesia first? Then they'll marry her. No. She won't. So it's gotta be the king. So she gets married to the king, and then she wouldn't just execute the queen, I don't believe. Okay, so why would she get mad at either of them? So then this doesn't need to be there anymore. Maybe it does. Maybe she'll reject people later. Why would she get mad at either of them? Would the queen kidnap her because she stole her man? What about if this happens? Oh, then they're like, we both like the same man, so then, but the queen still wouldn't kidnap her. This one's tricky. Queen still wouldn't kidnap her there? That's really interesting. How do we get... Okay, so now Isabel's on the throne. She has to be mad at both of them, but this is not enough for the queen to kidnap her, so she has to be mad at the queen in a different way. Which is when the queen rejected her, but she likes the... Oh, if she forgets, then she'll try to go back with the queen, get rejected, and then she hates the queen. So then she'll execute... Should it be... Oh, the king. Okay, one down. One more to go. That's gonna happen. But she loves her, so how do we get... Maybe the queen... Because the queen would probably just do this. But we need her alive, so... The queen maybe will kidnap her. And then... will forget that she kidnapped her, and then she'll let her go. And then this will happen? Oh, that's complicated. Holy crap. The king forgets he has a queen. gets married to Isabel. Isabel forgets that they got married, so then she tries to get with the queen, who rejects her because she likes the king. So then Isabel, who has the crown for some reason, she has a crown but forgets why. And then the king. So then the queen kidnaps her for publicly executing her husband. And then forgets that she did that, so then she lets Isabel go, and then Isabel executes the queen. Oh my gosh, we finished a whole chapter. Wow, that one felt like we went through it fast. Companion. Custom chapter. Boyle is the first level. Tiny murders his lover. Okay. Assuming it's gonna be them too. Right, so maybe Peachy and the dog get in a fight. Would Peachy kidnap the dog? Oh no. So then when Tiny lets the dog go, then Tiny will push Peachy off. Oh, wait. No, you wouldn't. I would do that. Would Tiny and them fight and then he do it? No, he wouldn't. Are we gonna have to... Are we gonna have to... We don't have a seance, so no, I won't even entertain what I was about to do, because that would suck. It's like, why isn't this enough? You know that she kidnapped your dog. Oh, he doesn't give a crap about the dog. That's just a dog. But if someone that I loved or anybody just up and willy-nilly kidnapped a dog, I would push them off. I don't need to love the dog to do that. I would do that if I could. We never see any of the dwarves get arrested. Maid commits a crime. So I'm assuming this is gonna happen. So what if the king and the maid love each other, but then the maid has an affair with the dog? The king sees it and he's really mad. So then the king does this to the dog. And then the maid has a seance with the dog. Yes, but also, that part's important. This part's really important. That part's really important because he's alive. Maid commits a crime, but then we have to avenge the king. So oh no, I don't think we're getting away with bringing him back to life in this one. Okay, so the dog is gonna have to do that, and then the maid's gonna have a seance with the king. Right, so the dog has to be mad enough at the king to do that. So if the maid and the dog are in love first, and then the maid and the king have an affair, the dog sees it, he won't be jealous enough of that. Look at him wagging his tail. Isn't that adorable? That is so stinking cute. So if I don't know, this isn't enough for him to be jealous. So it's gotta be something else. But the dog has to be the one to push the king off. Like these ones I think have to be confirmed. The dog has to kill the king. How else would that happen? Like what was this? Can I go back to that one? The dog would... Oh, wait. Okay, hold on. Oh, I think we can get away without... Oh my gosh, I think we're gonna be able to not... Oh my gosh, I think we're not gonna have to... The dog's gonna survive. Wait, okay, so... But the maid has to... Yes, the maid has to have a seance with the king. Like this. Oh my gosh! Thank gosh. I hope the dog doesn't stay permanently dead in any of these levels. But the king is jealous of the maid's relationship with the dog, so the dog pushes the dog off. And then the dog's ghost pushes the king off. So then the maid's like, "Arg, I'm mad at you." Oh, no, sorry. The maid has a seance with the king. The king's like, it was the dog. So then the dog revives and now she can avenge the king by committing a crime. Oh no, wait, he's literally dying right here. What was I thinking? Why was I thinking he survived? It's literally on my screen. What's happening to him? And it's fine. Queen executes her husband. Are these all with the dog? This is so cute. I'm assuming you can't get married to the dog. I'm gonna just assume that, right? So then the queen's gonna execute the baron. But I'm assuming the Baron's gonna have to then kidnap the dog. And then the Queen's gonna let him go. But that means, oh, hold on. The Baron's gonna also have to kidnap, well, the dog would kidnap the Queen on accident. And then the Baron would let her go. She'd fall in love, and then she'd marry the Baron, who would then kidnap the dog, and then she would find out about it, but she wouldn't then execute him. So I think maybe this has to swap. The dog lets her go. No, what the heck? How am I supposed to get that done? It's definitely gonna have to do, this is gonna have to happen, and then this is gonna have to or this is gonna have to happen. And everything else we have to figure out. If the dog accidentally does this, she would let him go, but she wouldn't fall in love with him. So this has gotta happen. Baron's gotta let her go. Now they're in love. She wouldn't do that. Oh wait, would the Baron just kidnap the Queen again? Okay, and then the dog will let her go. Man, this is a real trip for the Queen. And then, oh no, they have to get married first, sorry. Wait, oh, but is this gonna mess it up then? Apparently not. And then this happens. Right, she gets kidnapped by the dog and then let go by the Baron, falls in love with him. So then she marries the Baron kidnaps her and the dog lets her go, so then she executes her husband. She gets kidnapped twice. By two different people, and then the other people that didn't kidnap her the other time let her go. She gets kidnapped and let go. And that's so... Anyway, Isabel punished his spouse for infidelity. The only way to punish somebody is to kidnap them. So... let's see, who would she get married to? Either, I think, right? So then Isabel sees them having an affair. Nope. Isabel sees... I don't think that counts. Okay, but okay, so they're gonna have to be together. This scene's gonna have to happen at some point, and then she'll kidnap one of them. I don't think it really matters. We'll do Bernard or Edgar. So, oh no, so we have to do this. Let's just do Edgar. So then that happens. But why? He's in love with her still, so we have to make him not in love with her anymore. So maybe he likes the dog, and then Isabel sees that, gets jealous, so then maybe she'll kidnap the dog. Oopsies. And then Edgar will let the dog go. So then, yes. Oh, he doesn't have a flower. He doesn't, I guess, have an animation for holding a flower, which I guess makes sense. So then, okay, right? So would this make her kidnap him? Yes. Because he gets mad at her for kidnapping the dog that he loves, so then he gets with somebody else, and then she finds out about that, so she kidnaps him. Nice! The execution. But there's probably going to be multiple ways to do this. Can the dog take the throne? I wonder. Oh yes, he can. We know he can. The execution. Okay. So, let's see. If there's no affair, there's just kidnapping and love. They love each other. The dog. Anyone would fall in love with the dog, as they should. I don't know about the Baron, though. I didn't try that out. Let's see. The execution. That implies just one, but I guess there could be probably multiple. Let's see. Maybe, okay, the dog accidentally kidnaps the Queen. Does that decrown her? That does decrown her. Would the dog take the throne? Yes. Would he execute the Queen? No. Oh, it falls off. That's so cute. He wouldn't, but because the knight wouldn't take it, so it has to be the dog that takes over. Would the Queen then? Oh, the knight lets her go. So then, would they? That's not love. That's just love. That's not getting married. She wants the crown back. So maybe then the Queen kidnaps the dog. So then she can take back the throne. Was that enough for her to get married to the prince? Yes. Okay, so that is marriage. So then he has the throne. And then the Queen... Nope. I'm glad this wasn't happening. That would really suck. That would make me really sad. But so then, this clearly isn't right, right? Because she's not mad at either of them to do for enough for all this. So how do we get her to be mad at the knight? What could the knight do? I mean, we have very limited options. So I guess the only thing, maybe would the knight kidnap the dog? Maybe if the queen loves the dog. But I don't know how we get the knight to kidnap the dog. Shoot. If that happens, would the knight get rejected by the queen? And then how would we get him to do that? The dog. Would he then kidnap the dog or the dog kidnapped him? He would. Okay, so then the queen lets the dog go, finds out that the knight kidnapped him, which he hates because she loves the dog. So then the queen would just do this. Okay, I don't think we need like half these panels. Oh, we need this one. Sorry. But then we have to do the execution of the queen. Okay, so then I don't think the dog can do it because the crown falls off his head. So I think it has to be... I love those noises. It has to be the knight doing this to the queen. But I don't... Maybe it's something similar then. The dog kidnaps the queen, who the knight loves. So then the knight saves her, and then the queen goes and kidnaps the dog. No. She does not care enough to then kidnap him. That would happen even though she loves... That would happen even though... What if we take this all the way down there? The queen wouldn't kidnap the dog. Maybe... Oh, no one has the crown. Maybe if the dog takes the crown, then she'll kidnap him. I think that seems useless. So then... The knight, who loves the dog, lets the dog go. What? Why? You love the dog. Why wouldn't you let him go? What? You love the dog. You wouldn't kidnap the dog because he likes the queen. So he wouldn't take the throne unless he hates the queen. So how do we get him to hate the queen? Right here, the queen kidnaps the dog. But he wouldn't because he hates the dog. So this is the scene that makes him hate the dog. So then maybe what if the dog lets the queen go? Right. Okay, now look at he's mad at the queen now. So now he'll do this. Oh, the dog. Oh, that he like signed his own death warrant on accidentally because the dog kidnaps the queen, who his owner, who's the dog kidnaps the queen, lets her go, becomes king. The queen kidnaps him. The knight lets him go, and then offs the queen. That's tricky. Killed by own pet. Oh, not the dwarves. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Okay, so let's say these guys are in love. Killed by own pet. So either the dog, we have to get the dog to be mad at his owner somehow. And so I'm assuming his owner is gonna kill somebody else he loves or kidnap somebody else he loves maybe. So then maybe, but that's always the solution, is they have to love somebody the other person has to, so maybe he likes both of them. Okay, and so then maybe Bluey and Greenie get into a fight. Would one of them kidnap the other? Either would, so I guess it really doesn't matter. Let's do Bluey? Let's do Bluey, I guess. So then Bluey kidnaps Greenie, and then the dog lets Greenie go. I don't think he is mad enough to then... Would either of them kill the other one? Hold on, let's try that first. No. So we're gonna have to do the kidnapping. Greenie kidnaps Bluey. And then the dog lets him go. So then... Would either of one of them do this? No. Killed by own pet. There's a seance. So the dog's gonna have to seance with somebody. Which one though? Bluey is mad. He's not really mad though. Wait, is Greenie mad if this happens? No, neither of them are particularly mad. Right. So, but they're gonna have, like, this is gonna happen. Either it's gonna be interchanged somehow. Bluey's gonna have, or the dog's gonna have a seance with one of them and then push the other one off. But, so then one of them has to be dead. So then we just do this, right? Oh. Nope. Wait. He's dying. What? What did I not do? He's both of their pets. They fight. Greenie kidnaps Bluey. The dog lets him go. Bluey pushes Greenie off. So then he has a seance with Greenie, and then he kills Bluey. Oh, but he's just... Oh, wait. There you go. I had the wrong person. But yeah, okay. And I think this can be interchangeable. Like, I think you can swap all of these people and it work. Yeah! Cool. So they share a pet, they get into a fight, so one of them kidnaps the other, the dog lets him go, and then one... So this is really just... Can it work without that? Yeah, it just has to... Oh, no, wait. Oh, right, this is how you get one of them mad at the other one. Enough for Greenie to kill, or Bluey to kill Greenie. Or whatever you end up doing. Sorry, oh my gosh, I misclick every 2 seconds of my life. I'm gonna, and then seance, and then push off. Right, okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Dog murders maid. Right? So there you go. Got a little something. But why would he do that? Don't know. There's a revive. Would the maid push off the dog for any reason? Maybe, but there's also a throne. Oh my goodness. So if the dog kidnaps the king and then the maid lets him go, and then the dog takes the throne, and then the maid kidnaps the dog, well then this is pointless. She wouldn't do that. That happens, the king lets him go. This all feels pointless then. So then the king takes... No. Oh. Dog murders maid. That all doesn't seem valid. I guess... So, this one is probably pointless too, because he would push her off as a ghost, so I don't think he needs to revive there. I think she just needs to push him off, then he'll push her off. So why would the maid be mad at the dog enough to do that? The maid's in love with the king, so then we have to have the dog slight the king in some way, but kidnapping him is apparently not enough for that to happen, so I don't know. Can the dog execute? I don't think so, because the crown fell off, so we have to get that to happen in a different way. I'm thinking it's going to be something with, like, the king being murdered by the dog. Because then the maid would be sad enough because she loves the king. Maybe the dog kidnaps the king and then takes the throne. Would the king push the dog off for the throne? Oh, what if the maid lets him go? Would the king push the dog off for the crown back? He would. I hate that noise. And then the dog revives. And then so I have to get the maid mad at him. What if the dog kidnaps the king now? would the maid be upset enough to... No, what the heck? I think I'm getting somewhere though. We just have to have the queen mad at the dog now. Or the maid mad at the dog. And the only way I know... It doesn't work with the kid kidnapped, so maybe... But he's not the king anymore. Can the king execute the... I have to try. The dog can execute the king. I thought he couldn't because his crown like fell down a little bit. I think it just didn't fit his head. But I took that as, no, it doesn't work. But that is not true. That's just what it looks like when he's like sitting down, I guess. So the dog kidnaps the king, then takes the throne. The maid lets him go, and he's like, it was the dog. The king pushes the dog off. He gets revived, takes the crown again. So then he executes the king, and then the maid pushes him off because I forget. You don't have to have a scene of her finding out about what happened if it's a public execution. She'll know what happened. Right? So then the ghost of the dog will kick her off. Oh no! That means I'm done for this video. But there's like 1, 2, 3. Oh, there's only 3 chapters left. Oh no! But this one over here is like the 20 panel. 4, 8, 12. 12 panels, 12 panels, 12 panels, 12 panels, 20 panels with no like icons. I'm really scared of that one. I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm so scared. This one will probably be a video all by itself because that's so scary. But anyway, that's where we're gonna end this video today. I'll start back with Mischief 2 in a couple days, so make sure to come back for that. I'm really excited. I'm really sad to be over with this series in a couple videos, but I've really been enjoying playing it. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to come back and subscribe and all those things. Yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye guys.